What is up, you guys? So as you can see behind me, the car is back, and oh my god, bro, I should have done a welded diff a long time ago, and it feels amazing. It doesn't even feel like a welded diff. Like, after all these comments that I've read, that dailying a welded diff is going to be so much pain, it's going to be extremely annoying, the chirping, the like, just all this nonsense, that as soon as I sat into this, I was like, bro, it didn't feel like it was welded. Now the chirping that everyone says is so minimal that you don't even feel it in the car. You might hear it slightly when you're making a really aggressive turn, like a really tight turn. And when people say like your ass is gonna be sliding all over the place, don't get it welded, you're gonna wrap yourself around a tree, like all this stuff, that after I drove it home and I drove it pretty hard, it's not true. You still have to force the car to slide to get it sliding. Is it easier? Yes, but regular driving, if you're not doing anything stupid, it's like a regular diff. Nothing's crazy. So don't believe all these things you read that people are saying, oh, you're gonna wrap it around a tree because you welded your diff. Now there's no grip whatsoever. You're just gonna slide everywhere. That's not true. And here's a little clip. I'm not really beating on the car as much right now because it's still on the stock 275 tire, which is way too much for these axles. They're gonna break. Thankfully, the place I went to had a little bit of water, so I got the tires wet, and you could just see when I actually force it to slide, it slides amazing. I'm probably not going to do a video of me driving with these tires just because I really don't want to risk it. These 275s are big, but tomorrow I'm getting my new wheels coming in from Fitment Industries, so I can't wait. I'm super excited. They're going to look amazing. They're actually the wheel that I wanted to get in the first place, but I really wasn't sure because I didn't have the spec I wanted. And the ones I ordered still aren't the right spec because they're still 18s by 10.5. These are 19s by 10.5, and I needed 18s by 9.5. But this wheel is completely sold out, and it's one of my favorites. Maybe one day I'll get a legit one of like a 3-piece of it. They are ESRs, and I can't wait for you guys to see it on this car. I think it's gonna look amazing. But the tires that I got for this are 235 40 18s, so my axle should hold up to 235 and obviously anything below, but anything like 245 or higher, and if I kick the clutch they will break because Vlad, he has an E46 just like mine, not wide body though, and he's a drifter, and he said as soon as he put 245s he was just going through axles. So 235 he said I should be fine. He drove some 225s, but 225 215s are way too skinny for this body kit, so I'm gonna be looking for a stronger axle, which I know the 320D is really strong, but unfortunately it's like impossible to find them, and there's almost nothing online that I can find. I found one and it's like $1,500. Not really worth it, because like you guys know, I want to do the LS swap and then I want to get a real LSD. When all that stuff comes in, then I'll get good axles, but right now it's not really worth it. I just really wish I could find a 320D axle, but just can't. So it's a welded 315. It's probably the worst, well, not the worst, there's even shorter gears that suck when it comes to drifting, but this is a good starter for me to learn how to do some entries and second gear, stuff like that. But hopefully by next month I get the car into Club Loose for its first event to do some rips. I know Vlad told me that this diff is gonna suck when I'm gonna try to link the whole track, so I'm gonna be ordering a 364, which is from an X3, which is a lot better, welding that, and then trying again in my second event. But yeah, enough of me really blabbing. I'm gonna put the clip in of me actually like ripping on it. It's really short because, as I mentioned, these are 275s. I wanted to get 18 by 9.5 for the front, but like I said, 235s is just so skinny for this wide body kit because it's extremely wide. The M3 over the stock base 3 Series is like 2.5 to 3 inches wider, I think, and this kit is actually wider than the M3 body by 3 inches. So over the stock, this thing is like 6 inches wider. It's insane. Over the base, I want to say. So it's insane. It's very wide. So 215, 225 tires is gonna look so janky. So that's why I went with 18 by 10.5, but a 235 40 tire. That way I get that beautiful stretch for this body kit, and I can still slide it without breaking axles, hopefully. Praying I won't. But like I said, welding a diff, don't be afraid. Making this car just a little bit more raw so that every turn you take is just a little bit more exciting. But like I said, you will not spin out or lose back traction unless you're really pushing it. If you're driving normally, like normal speeds, not doing anything stupid, the welded diff is perfect. You will not even tell unless you're in a parking lot and you're backing up. Like only those are the only times that it chirps, and even then it's not bad because you don't really feel it. You mostly like hear it, just tiny skips, which in this video you might hear a little bit. But yeah, it's nothing bad, and I hope tomorrow the new wheels come in so I can actually slap it on and do some mad skids for you guys, because I'm so excited to get more content out for you. I actually have a bunch of, not a bunch, but I have one more thing I ordered that I'm going to do cosmetically that's just going to complete it so much. I think a lot of you are going to like it from the Need for Speed days. That's going to do for this video, guys. I just wanted to tell you that I got the car back. Everything's amazing. The subframe is done. They did an amazing job of welding everything. I'm super confident with the subframe now. I'm super confident with everything. I think the rear did raise by like a few millimeters because of the plates. But the bushings, everything just feels so good now. Like I used to have a clunk in the rear. Now I have zero clunk because I have fresh new bushings and everything just feels amazing. This car feels truly great. I will be ordering an M50 intake manifold. I will be ordering quick release. There's so much stuff still coming before the LS swap that I have to do in the interior, and the only reason I'm doing an M50 intake manifold now instead of just swapping the LS right into it, because I am still looking for an LS, and the M50 intake manifold on the M54 motor gives it like a good 15 or 20 horsepower with a tune for the whole setup that I have now. But I'm also thinking, while I have this engine still in here, I might as well throw an eBay turbo kit on it because they're like $600 to $800. I'll throw it on, have it professionally tuned so I can enjoy this car a little bit more just on the stock motor to see how much I can really push out of it, and then we can do the LS swap in the wintertime. That's my goal. I really want you guys to see what you can do with your E46s if you don't go for the M3, because honestly, I would still buy this over the M3. The whole point was not to really destroy an M3 for the VIN number. For me to buy an M3 just for the VIN number to pull everything off, even the S54 motor, to throw a V8 is really stupid. So that's why I went with a base car, slick top, let me remind you, 84,000 miles, one owner with everything taken care of. Like, this car was taken care of really good. So that's why I went with it. And it's just, I didn't want to butcher an M3 that's getting harder and harder to find. I know a lot of people do it, but like, why? Like, yes, it would be cool to have an S54 M3 like wide body GTR, but at the same time, it's not my goal. My goal was to put a V8. So to do all that to an M3 is just made no sense to me, because I wanted to keep this as original to an E46 GTR as possible, and just doing all that to get a VIN that says M3 just made no sense. But yeah, guys, there you have it. I'm gonna try to release another video actually a few days from this one if the wheels come in, because I just want to put up a bunch of content on the sliding. And there's one more thing I ordered, I forget what it was, but there's definitely a bunch of stuff coming. So if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe, you don't want to miss it. The E46 GTR might look complete, but it's far from it. There's still so much stuff to do that you for sure, guys, do not want to miss it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.